Hey, what's up guys? I'm the Davidic one and welcome back to dare I say it? Yes I do. Epic video here on the channel. If you're new here, we do lots of cool art videos and challenges, so if this sounds like something you'd be into, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. A couple weeks ago, you might remember that I did a video comparing traditional to digital line art. And in that video, I drew 11 of my favorite cartoon characters and inked them, just to see the differences between the two. So today's video is kind of like a part 2 to that video. But whoa, don't click away yet. It doesn't really matter if you saw that one first or this one first, but make sure that you watch both of them. So if you see this one first, go back and watch the other video, because it's pretty cool. In that video, I just did the line art, and now I'm going to be coloring both the traditional and the digital artworks. Now, without further ado, let's go see what the best method for coloring is. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's start off with the traditional method of coloring. And for this, I'm using Copic markers, which is probably the most well-known brand of alcohol-based markers. Whether I'm coloring traditionally or digitally, the first thing that I always do is I make a base layer of all the colors I'm going to use for every one of the characters. After I finish with the base layer for a character, then I start to go in and add details by layering more colors over top of each other to add shadows and highlights. Blending with Copic markers is so smooth and easy, and that's actually one of the things that they're known for. That's why people use alcohol-based markers, so that they can blend together quite easily. And as long as you have thick paper like what I'm using here, everything is seamless and works to perfection. One thing that you do have to be careful of when doing traditional coloring is bleeding. So sometimes if you don't leave your line art to dry long enough, or if the marker you use for your line art isn't very good, then when you color over top of it, it can bleed into your drawing. And that can really mess up your artwork. Luckily, I was using high quality inking pens and I left it a while to dry, so I had absolutely no problem with this. But that's just something you have to be careful of when doing traditional coloring. I have to say, I really enjoy the feeling of the Copic marker's brush nib on the paper. It just goes on so smoothly and it's so enjoyable and relaxing. Don't get me wrong, digital artwork is in no way uncomfortable and it's actually quite smooth as well, but it's just not the same drawing on a screen. One annoyance that you'll find when coloring with markers is when they run out of ink. Then you have to either buy new ones or refill them, which can get expensive but can also just be a nuisance. And that's why overall I don't like filling in big areas with markers. overall, the traditional method of coloring allows you to add your own unique style to every one of your artworks, while still being able to maintain a clean, professional look. Unfortunately, my camera ran out of storage and the coloring footage after this got corrupted. So let's get right into the reveal. Well, it was satisfying until it started ripping up the paper. That's the last time I used masking tape for this. But now let's get into the digital artwork. Like I said in the beginning, regardless if it's traditional or digital coloring, I always started off the same by adding base colors for all of the characters. The only difference is for traditional artwork, I do all the base colors of a specific character first and then add layers onto them, while with digital art, I do all the characters with a base layer of color and then I go into all the different layers. That's just personal preference and I'm honestly not sure why I do that. Some of the things that I really like and appreciate about digital art are, for one, the erase tool. I can easily erase any of the colors, which I just can't do with traditional art. Another thing is the ability to zoom in and out and to adjust your brush size to fill in bigger areas or do tiny details. Also, with the software that I'm using, Autodesk Sketchbook Pro, which by the way is really good and it's also free. Hashtag not sponsored. But anyways, with this software, you can go to the color and just drag it down or up to easily change the shade from dark to light of the same color. And I just find that so convenient and I always use that in my drawings. Adding details and layers of coloring with digital art is a lot different from traditional art. For digital art, I create a new layer for highlights and a new layer for shadows. And honestly, it can get quite confusing when you have over 100 layers to look through. But it can also get confusing with traditional art when you have a ton of unsorted markers lying next to you that you were just using. Something that I find super helpful and convenient when coloring digitally is the eye drop tool. So with this tool, you can basically select any color from your computer and have that instantly on your color palette. And this allows you to quickly switch between colors, and it also gives you an infinite array of colors to choose from. One thing that digital art has that traditional art doesn't have is the ability to choose the type of layer you're making. So you can choose to have a glow layer or a bunch of other different types of layers. And really the only one I use is glow layer because I haven't taken the time to learn about any of the other ones, but this one, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It just makes things appear to be glowing and it just looks so cool in my opinion. With digital art, you have customizable shortcut buttons on both your drawing tablet and on your pen. So with those, you should be able to make your drawing much more efficient than traditionally. Personally, I still think that I color traditionally faster, but I think that's just because I'm not used to coloring digitally yet. Something else I really like about digital art is you can add the background last and you can completely customize that however you like. You can also add really light colors after you add dark colors, which you just can't do with traditional art. You kind of have to work from light to dark. Overall, I really enjoyed coloring this piece digitally, and I do think that coloring digitally has the potential to be the more efficient method. Without further ado, let's get right into the big reveal. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because that really helps my channel to grow. And also, look at this graph. Look how many of you aren't subscribed. What? You better get on the ball. Also, if you did enjoy this video, make sure that you go check out my other video, which is part 1 to this series. These videos actually do take me quite a bit of time, especially this one. I think it took me about 24 hours for both of these videos, which is pretty crazy. I think that both the traditional and digital methods of coloring have their unique pros and cons. For this piece in particular, I definitely think that I ended up liking the digital coloring better. Let me know down in the comments which method for coloring you think is the best. Also, hit the like button, because that helps the YouTube algorithm to recommend my videos to more people. Until next time, I'm the Davidic one. Stay safe.